Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am Christopher with Plan Your Truth, and in today's video, it is the big announcement that I have been dying to tell you about. In today's video, I am spilling the beans on Operation Sunshine. So if you're interested in hearing what all the fuss is about, then stay tuned. Oh my gosh, you guys, the time has finally come. I have been teasing this moment. I think on social media, it's only been like, I'm trying to go back and find the first video, but I think it's been like 8 months. I've been thinking about this though for like a year and a half. So in today's video, I'm gonna spill the tea. We're also going to talk about the whole story. I'm going to kind of rewind a year and a half and catch you up to speed with what's been happening, where we're at right now, and then talk about kind of the future of this channel as well as my other channel. So without further ado, the big news, the big buildup is that I am moving to Orlando, Florida. I cannot even believe it. I'm so excited. I am moving to Walt Disney World, essentially. My apartment is like 25 minutes from the parks. 20 without traffic. 18 without traffic. But I'm moving to Disney, you guys. I'm moving to Florida. This has been something that, I mean, if you know me, you know I love Disney. There's no getting around that. But that's not the whole story. Not everybody that loves Disney moves to Florida. Like, that's not the journey for everybody. So let me kind of tell you the process of how this all started. So it would have been about a year and a half ago. My roommate and friend, Sarah, began to think about other options and moving in with a boyfriend or whatever. So we kind of began the conversation of next steps and potentially moving out, what that would look like, what the timeline would look like. And originally, my plan was September or October of 2024 was like originally when I was gonna do it, but I was gonna announce it like over the summer. Like I was gonna be super in advance, ready to go. So that was the original intention. And so I was immediately kind of started to do a little bit of research. Obviously, I have a full-time job here in Pennsylvania where I currently am. So I knew that I needed to figure out kind of how we were replacing that income. But also, you know, I knew that my business would grow with this move. I would hopefully sell more trips. I would be able to create more Disney content and focus more on that and bring in a new audience of people that are interested in that. Not on this channel necessarily, but on my other channel. So this is why I started my second channel, Plan Your Adventures. And you may have wondered back when I started it, like I haven't done much with it in the past couple months since starting it. But that was because I was supposed to move in October or even September. So that's why I had kind of started that account and was ready to start posting videos and start posting this whole move. But then things got delayed. So there are a lot of obstacles when you're trying to move across the country, right? The job was a big one. I originally was looking for remote work. That was my dream, was to find like a full-time job that was remote so that I would be able to like flexibly start that job here and then keep going when I'm in Florida. And also it would allow me just some flexibility in terms of coming home to see my family and friends, or working from the parks, like at a Disney resort. So that was my original hope. That I struggled. I couldn't find something that was the pay that I wanted, that was remote. I even tried to apply to some in-person Florida jobs, but nobody would take me seriously because I didn't have a Florida address. I didn't live in Florida yet. So that was tough. And so I had to delay because I didn't know how I was going to make it work financially. And without a steady job, you can't get approved for an apartment. You have to prove income for the apartment. So it was a whole journey, and I ended up delaying also because Sarah's plan kind of fell through as well. So she was happy to have me stay with her for a little bit longer. So we re-signed our lease, and in doing that, knew that I wasn't going to be here a whole nother year. I was still going to hustle and figure out a way to make the move happen. I just wasn't ready quite yet. So anyway, trying not to make it a super long story, an opportunity is kind of coming up with my current travel agency to do social media work with them. So I've been in touch with the owner and some people with the agency, and while details are not fully fleshed out with that yet, I had to be in Florida in order to do those things and to make content for them and to help that team grow and thrive. And so I was like, you know what? Now is the time. There's nothing holding me down here. It's not like I have children or dependents. And, now is the time. I'm young. This is something I'm passionate about. What's holding me back? Like, literally, my fears was what was holding me back. So I decided that we're moving forward. And I kind of set a new deadline in my head of the end of February, because there's an event happening that I'm going to work for my agency at the end of February doing social media. So I was like, well, I kind of have to be there by then. If it didn't work out, it wasn't the end of the world, but that was my hope. So then I kind of kept looking for jobs, but to be honest, I've made the decision, and I know this is everybody's biggest question for me, like, oh, well, what's your job? I don't really have one yet. I think I will have to find one once I'm in Florida, whether it's part-time or, almost, I don't know. We'll have to kind of play that by ear. Right now, my hope is that with Plan Your Truth and Plan Your Adventures, I'm a travel agent, I'm doing content, I'm working with brands. That money is not enough to pay all the bills, but it is helpful. It is kind of getting me part of the way there. This new thing with my agency will help a little bit. And I'm going to kind of look for some smaller side things just to kind of fill the gaps for right now. I may eventually look for a job in Florida in person or whatever, but I'm not waiting for that anymore. I decided I can't wait anymore. I just need to get there and things will start to fall into place. So I am taking the leap of faith. I've been manifesting this and vision boarding it for so long, and I've decided we're not waiting. We're taking the leap of faith and we're doing it. So I already had this date of February in mind. So I've kind of been looking, rewind a little bit more. So back in July, I went to Disney World. And that is the trip where I really was teasing Operation Sunshine. Because that trip, I was apartment hunting. I was staying with my friend Lauren at their Airbnb, and I was there just for a couple days, and I did a ton of apartment hunting. I actually vlogged that whole process, so I will be posting those vlogs back from July, but it'll be on my other channel, Plan Your Adventures. I'll talk about that later. So that's really when I started teasing it. I go to Florida, I'm apartment hunting, I'm asking the tough questions about, like, how do you get approved? How do you prove the income? What if you don't have a job? And I was a little bit discouraged after that trip because everybody said you have to, make 3 times the rent was the typical number. But I didn't have a Florida job. So I was still like, this is around the time where I decided, okay, we're going to push it back. We're not going to be ready for October or September, but let's hope for sometime in the new year. So I kind of always had this new date of February in my head, and I've just been stalking. I had a number 1 apartment from this trip that I was like, this is the perfect apartment. It's a price range I'm happy with. It's a small apartment, but it's like beautiful. It's in a beautiful complex. So I had this dream apartment picked. And so I was just stalking their website literally every day to see when an apartment would become available. If you've never moved across the country, let me tell you, it is a feat, because they could have something that they post today that's available tomorrow. Or they could have something that they post today that's available in April. It just depends on when people give their notice, and I don't know exactly how it works. So I was just waiting for the exact layout that I wanted with floor plan with this apartment to become available at the exact date that I wanted it available for the price that I wanted. Let me tell you, that was a long couple weeks of just stalking and not seeing what I wanted. So I was talking with my sisters like a week or 2 ago, And I was talking about this, and they really want to come help me move. And so the one weekend I was looking at is like the beginning of February. And they said, Christopher, if you want us to come, like, that's in like 4 weeks. Like, we have to book flights. We have to make this game plan. And with my current full-time job, I really wanted to give them as much notice as possible. I wanted to give them 4 weeks. I thought that would be the right thing to do, to leave on good terms and make everybody happy. So I left. I hung up the phone and I said, let me just look at the apartment again and see kind of what I can finesse. And they had an apartment that was available right now. But I was kind of playing around with the dates, and it let me push it to February 1st. It would let me start my lease on February 1st instead of January, whatever the date was, like 5th or 4th or whatever. It would let me push it all the way to February 1st. It did raise the price a little bit higher than I wanted to spend. But I said, I don't even know if I'm going to get approved for this apartment. Like, my income is from Pennsylvania. I work all these side jobs and I work for myself, and I don't even know if I'll get approved. What's the harm in at least applying for this apartment to start February 1st? I know I can't move that early, but like, I'm okay to pay rent an extra week or two. Like, let's just see if I get approved. So I applied. Within an hour, I was approved for this apartment and had a signed lease. Well, I didn't sign the lease right away, but I had a lease available to me and approved for me for my dream apartment at almost the price I wanted. It's like $15 more a month than I really wanted. So like, I can not go to Starbucks like one time and we're going to be okay. So I got it for the date kind of that I wanted within a week or two. I got it for the price I wanted kind of, but I was approved. And that was a very emotional evening. I got approved. I'm like losing my mind on the streets in like 20 degrees. I think it's like 18 degrees. I'm so cold. I got approved. I got approved, you guys. I cannot tell you how much stress and anxiety I have had for honestly like a year, but more specifically in the last couple months. Worried if I'll get approved for the apartment. Will the apartment that I want in the complex that I want open up with the dates that I want? And I did it. I got the apartment. It was such a sigh of relief just to get that approval. And then I think it almost started to become real. Like, this is not just an idea in my head. Whether I like it or not, this is happening. Like, I'm approved. I'm signing a lease. I'm moving to Florida next month. So then I, of course, talk to Sarah about it, and we're celebrating, and she helps me write my letter of resignation for my current job. And things just have been moving at a million miles a minute ever since then. That next morning, I quit my job. They, of course, are disappointed to see me go, but they're excited for me. I put it on my personal social media to kind of tell my family and friends. I'm making a plan with my dad and with my sisters about how the move is actually going to go, booking the U-Haul, figuring out the road trip journey and all of the things. We've just been moving a million miles a minute, and I really was excited to sit down as soon as possible and film this video and put this out for you guys, because I know so many of you have been waiting for this announcement. I've been toying it, and I hate doing that too. I hate being like, I have a secret I can't tell you, but I could not tell you. I could not publicly tell anybody until I quit my job and until I had approved for an apartment. Like, I just couldn't. So my hands were kind of tied, but now the news is out. I've quit my job. I have the apartment. I have the moving date, and I can share it with you. I could not be more excited about what this looks like for my 2025. I will have a couple more videos on this channel over the next couple months talking a little bit about how I've manifested my dream life and how I've, like, this is something that I have had to actively make happen. These were not things that just fell into my lap. I had to work really hard for all of this to work. So I'll talk about that. We're gonna make like a moving checklist and a moving section of my planner. And so there will be videos on this channel kind of throughout the process a little bit. However, I am going to be vlogging this entire journey of the move itself, like packing up my life, the road trip from Pennsylvania to Florida, like unpacking and getting organized in this new apartment, settling into Florida life. I'm going to be vlogging it all. All of those vlogs will live on my other channel. I'm going to link it down below. It's Plan Your Adventures. I would really love it if you came and checked that out. That is really the channel that this whole Florida life, and then once I'm in Florida, like Disney vlogs, Universal vlogs, traveling, you know, literally living my dreams, growing my business, all of that type of content will be on that other channel. So I will make sure to link that down below. It's totally free. If you want to click that link and hit the subscribe button, it's free for you. It helps support me. And hopefully you will enjoy that content about this whole journey for me of moving to Florida. I can't believe that I filmed this video. I've been thinking about filming it for so long. I have some like clips that I've taken throughout the last couple months. And like I said, I have that vlog series from the apartment hunting and all of that. All of those things are going to live on the other channel. So make sure to hit that subscribe button over there. And Plan Your Truth will kind of go on as normal in terms of goals. We're going to talk a little bit too about how this is going to shift my goals a little bit. When I was making my 2025 plan and goals, I knew this was coming, but I didn't know how soon it was coming. You know, I was kind of thinking maybe by end of February, maybe I'd have to delay it till March or April, but like it's the beginning of February. Things are going to change. So we're going to look at that too on this channel. So I think that's all I have to share with you right now. This is going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy couple of weeks. So bear with me. I'm going to film all of the things and post as quickly as I can. Again, most of it over on that other channel. But I want to take you guys for the ride. I've been talking about it for so long, and I know so many of you are invested, and I appreciate that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I have also gotten some comments for people that have guessed what this is, and people have asked what the best way to support is. So I'm just going to run through those really quick. And this is kind of the case for any of your favorite content creators or YouTubers or whatever out there. The best thing you can do is free. Watching the content, hitting the thumbs up button, commenting and engaging down below, sharing the video, sharing the Instagram post with your friends, whatever it is. That's such a great way to support. The other ways that I do have a Patreon community that helps me financially, and that's going to be a huge, huge journey of mine in making my own money and growing this business. That's always linked down below. I'm also a travel agent. So if you're planning a Disney trip, a Universal trip, a cruise, an all-inclusive, a hotel stay at the Hilton, literally anything, send me a message and see if I can help. It's totally free for you, and you have an expert that can kind of help guide you through the whole planning process. So those are just some things, but like I said, just you being here and watching and subscribing and commenting means the world to me, and is allowing me to really, I want to grow this business. I want to make it into my full-time income. It's not there yet. Like I've said, we're still going to look for some little jobs here and there, but I'm taking the leap of faith. And I hope that my journey can inspire you as well. If you have a goal, you truly can do anything you put your mind to. If you can dream it, you can achieve it, as Walt Disney said. Like it truly is possible to craft your dream life. And I hope that I'm kind of an example of that. As cheesy as that sounds, I'm doing the darn thing, you guys. We're taking the leap of faith. So that is all for this video. Again, check all the links down below and check out my other channel to see all of those vlogs for the move itself. But I just had to share this with you guys. I will post a video tomorrow on that other channel, on Plan Your Adventures. There'll be a video tomorrow talking about my excitements for the move, the game plan for the move itself, what other content I'll be posting over there, as well as some of my fears. So if you're interested in that, definitely hit the subscribe button over there. And I'm going to end this here. Enough plugging. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you for all the messages, and I'm excited I can share this journey with you. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more of my videos, you can hit that subscribe button. And remember to plan your truth so that you can live your truth and live your dream life. Thanks so much.